Alright, guys. I am hopping on. Hold on, let's go through the opening here. New game we're trying out.
Directory assistance.
It's called Private Military Manager. Just go ahead and turn this down a little bit so that you guys can hear me. There we go. Awesome. So, I actually played. They were doing a demo for this game. Honestly, I think it was the end of last year. I've been waiting on this one for a minute. It's been on my Steam waitlist. Um, but this is Private Military Manager, right? It's obviously it's kind of in the Tycoon um, manager field, but I'm gonna hop straight into just the campaign here. They do have a free play. Not really sure what system it is. It's gonna be settings. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little different than what I demoed it. I did demo it um, a good while ago. Obviously, um, no progress saved or anything, but from what I can remember, um, it's more on the manager side than like kind of the tycoony side, which is probably why they named it manager instead of tycoon. But um, looks like it's still very new. It's a very new game. I think it was about $6, maybe $5.99. I think is what I bought it for. So um, some of this stuff I'm already gonna have a decent grasp on, but I'll try and kind of approach it from somewhat of a new perspective as a new player. So we've got our tutorial boss here, Esperanza. Um, I'm from the south, so you could say Esperanza, but Esperanza sounds better to me. It's a pleasure to meet you, right? Secretary and executive officer. So, executive officer implying, some sort of business setup, and it really is because, let me just, yeah, it is because you're running a private militia. It's not military in terms of army necessarily. You're not like a general and a government, managed force. You're um, basically a private militia. So, we've got Cordivia, right? Fictitious country, probably based on a real one, but we won't say which. Three major powers competing for control. There's the government, right? The actual military has declared martial law and launched a war against the cartel. We've got General Saldivar, who we're going to be working with as part of the military leadership. Then there's the cartel itself, right? They aim to dominate the U.S. drug market through Cordivia. Sounds problematic. And then they've got a guy named Carlos running it. Took control of them seemingly overnight. Maybe a little coup on the previous leader of the cartel. Not really sure. Maybe we'll find out more lore. Um, there's a intelligence agency simply known as the Company. Um, no, an unnamed government agency. Maybe it's a bureau. Not sure, but they're closely monitoring the unrest, right? And they want to expand the influence in the region. So, this is somewhat historically accurate. I would call this historical fiction, maybe. Maybe even present-based fiction. Not really sure. But their local handler goes by the name Control. Okay. Weird name. Word is he's a veteran operative who's been active since the Cold War. Okay. I feel like that could be an easily confirmed rumor. But maybe our intel just sucks. I don't know. Three organizations are hostile towards one another, keeping each other in check for their own interests, right? So, a little bit of nuance about how the Cordivia government interacts with our government, or at least the company, which is meant to be an extension of the government as an agency. But we'll see what they need us to do. Oh, look at that. They need us to do something. That's where we come in, right? I can choose which one I want to align with, so that's nice. I get a little bit of a kind of choice there. Maybe a little RPG hybrid with the manager genre. If you go closer to one, you'll make an enemy of another, right? You got to complete jobs, build up your rep. Companies will shift regardless of your relations, right? So let's get down to business. All right, so we can create a little background here. Definitely looks a little more expanded than I remember it from the playtest back in the day. Company career points -1. Now, I'm not sure what the -1+1 is necessarily. But we can select up to 3 boss traits, a company culture, and then an identity. Do we want to just off the rip align with a particular faction? I'm gonna go with no, just because I don't really have much information. Company relation. Okay, I mean, so it gives us a point. I'm assuming points are, some sort of currency. I don't remember too much from the playtest, but we can take a hit to our basically initial company's relation in exchange for a point. I'm not really sure if the point is worth it necessarily. Oh, and then some of these unlock possible cultures. Okay, that's nice. Let's have a look at the cultures then first. See if there's any sort of sets of traits that we want to kind of build into. We've got point man armor replaced with a throwable slot. That's not necessarily a buff. It's kind of just a trade-off. And from what I remember, grenades are a little iffy in this game. They can, take out an entire room, or they can just kind of miss if they hide behind a box. So let's not do that one. Daily discipline. That should be a good perk. Military police, but we're gonna need the Cordevian army career for that. But that buffs our relation and just removes a point, so that's something. Headhunter operator list +2, so that gives us more options, I think. But then it doesn't let us. It looks like we can basically, it makes it easier to have your operators die on mission, which isn't very groovy. Cult of personality, dangerous situation where lives are at stake. Requires charisma. Let's have a look at charisma. Okay. Extra success chance, but we're losing 2 points, and again, I don't really know the balance or the worth of points. I mean, obviously, it looks like the majority of these take points away. Turncoat. Okay, but then we have to have opportunist. Rep game. Oh, ooh, okay, this is a good perk. Rep gain and success reward. Rep gain allows you to scale quicker. Soda's getting more money from missions. Only loses a point. Let's just go ahead and have a look at that. And then this will make it to where we can basically maintain positive relations across all 3 factions for at least a little while longer. 40% longer, so that's decent there. We can only choose 1 culture. Not really sure what the +1 is. I guess +1 to the relation, but I don't know what that scale is. If it's like 1 to 10 or like 1 to 100. Operate like life is cheap. This is like, it would be okay if it didn't involve a higher basically death rate of basically just instant death if we lose a mission kind of thing for our operators. It just seems like too big of a trade-off. Discipline, that's a good one from what I can remember, but honestly between these two, I mean, I could pick both perks, but I can't pick 2 cultures, so that's not very great. PMC, not really sure what that stands for. Probably private militia company, if I had to take a quick guess. Serious misfortunes, equipment left. Okay, so we get some. Basically, we start off with money, operators, and I mean tier 5. I'm not sure if tier 5 is the bottom or like a decent tier. I'm assuming it's gonna be the bottom. But they're random rolls, which kind of removes the customizability of like being able to build your team with sync. Maybe you get a lucky drop of 3 randoms, but maybe you don't. And we get an AK-74 assault rifles. That's nice. Or we could be looking for freedom. Looks like we've got escapees, more or less, from, I'm assuming, Cordovia. We get 3 vanguards and 2 medics, so basically an instant team there. Some cash, 2 weapons, and relationship with our starting operators, but we have sucky cartel relations. I probably am not going to align with the cartel anyway, so that shouldn't really be too big of an issue. Kind of thinking of this one, just because like we get a full team um, with money and 3 weapons. Yikes! Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that. Okay, so it looks like yeah, tier 5 is the bottom tier. Um, we can pay $3,000 to get 3 random operators with that are just 1 level higher. Um, that just doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. I mean, maybe that's like a crazy power spike, you know, from tier 4 to tier 5. Maybe they get like crazy perks or just crazy stats. But I don't know. So I don't know if I want to take that risk. Agency secret weapon. I just get. I mean, I think the relation's gonna be on a scale of like 1 to 100, and I'm not really sure how hard it is to move relation with the 3 factions in either direction. So, just off the look of this, you know, 10 might be an actually significant amount, but you know, do I really want to align with the company? Not too sure. I don't want to, you know, commit to anything too early. 5,000 cash is pretty good, but I mean, you only get 1 random operator. You don't even know what it is. And then the Forsaken, we get 2 sharpshooters. And cash, 1 DMR, and lose a little bit of relation. That seems okay. Lost ones, we get... So we get 4 random members. But increased chance of them having negative traits. It's not great. A little bit of cash, and then some 4 civilian AKMs. So like we get 4 weapons, which is it's cool, I guess. But seems a little crappy to me, just considering the fact that they're probably going to be just kind of bad operators. Like, yeah, you get 4 operators with a full like kit immediately. You know, 4 weapons, 4 guys. But it's just like, you know, plus 2,000 cash. Like, okay, that helps, but just not really seeming that great for me. I think we just want to go with the freedom here. I'm assuming that the cartel is basically going to hate us just off the rip because we're taking a minus 30, and I don't know what we start at. We probably don't start at 100. We probably start at like, you know, 50 out of 100 on the relation, and then that's just going to make them really, really not like us. But, I mean, how do you really turn down basically a 5-stack with 2 shotguns and an assault rifle with money and with starting relationship with your operators, so morale's going to be higher and, like, you know, performance is going to be higher? I just don't think you can turn that down, or at least I could reasonably. Let's just cycle back through the boss trades because we do have 2 more slots. Man, I just really wish I knew kind of the value of a point here, but I mean, they give us 3 slots, so like if one of these is like crazy good, we'll take it and just be -1 points, I guess. Like this one right here, like signing bonus, we pay our people less and we have better rep. That seems decent. A little bit of money shouldn't be an issue because we're starting with 2,000 additional on top of basically like we're not we're not gonna have to spend money on basically 5 operators and 3 guns. Like that's the cash value of this perk is crazy high. So we probably just don't need that. This that does not look like worth at all. Faction relation increase. Okay, so like you basically like I do remember in this game, you know, small talk with the operators is basically like a dilemma kind of situation that you have to like solve as the boss. But like all 3 of these options on top of that are debuffs. Well, no, actually, okay, so the triple chance is actually technically a buff. That going down. So less beef between your operators because they just take you seriously, but easier to lose relationship with the guys. I mean, if you think about this in terms of like a synchronization with this perk, we get starting relationship, and then this kind of takes away from the relationship, or it will. So that's like that kind of balances out, and then faction relations harder to increase, and I think that's going to be kind of a rare sort of currency, the faction relation. So I don't know if I want to give that up. And I kind of like the small talk with the operators anyway. That's like kind of just part of the experience. Um. Oh, okay. Throwables again. Kind of polarizing. It's -2 on the points though, so I'm not really feeling it. Same with the charisma. We already had a look at that. Heavy debt. So we get a point, but it takes out the entire buff from this. Honestly, I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm assuming a point is worth, at least $2,000 here. So I'm just gonna go for that, and then we can get. Oh, okay. So there's okay. That I mean, that would just be stupid to pick both of these at the same time. It just balances everything out. It'd be a waste of 2 slots more or less. So I do really like this one. That would put us at 0 points and no sign-on bonus. But like we have a full stack. Well, we have 5 guys, which I'm assuming is a decent-sized team. 3 guns, and the only real bad part about I mean this kind of build, like these are both buffs. That is canceled out by the company identity. We get these guys guns. We get a good relationship with these guys. But like literally the only debuff is that the cartel hates us. So I think I'm fine with that. I think I'm gonna go with that. And then the relation decrease, going down by 40%. So it's basically it's essentially gonna be really hard for the cartel to hate us more. Is how I kind of interpret this perk here. But let's go ahead and hop in. We've got level 3. Okay. Turn 1 out of 10. So looks like we're on just the mission select screen, more or less. Contract list, employee list, armory. This is the contract list. So we can. Okay, so on the right here we see how this will affect our relationship. Work for the company. Company's gonna like us a good bit. So actually, it looks like we start with like 0 relationship. And it goes from -100 to +100. So I think. Or no, I guess. Well, okay, this is the deficit. So yeah, -30 already. That would help recover that, but then it would have us hit off. Initial funds. So they give us like an upfront amount of money, and then some basically if we complete the contract. That's cool, I guess. This one just gives us. This is just a straight up buff, I'm assuming. Takes 2 weeks. Basic training, so difficulty +5, same as this one, but just get a little more money. Difficulty -1 as well. Seems really good. And just checking the difference between like the gain here. The government's gonna like us. Oh, and we actually get buffs based on. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm not mad about this, just because we're probably not gonna be signing any new people, or at least not many. Morale decreasing by 1 a day is kind of sucky, but this would get us more money, and then also more money, and I don't even know what the company buffs would be, so or debuffs. Looks like that doesn't even kick in for a minute, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. Just have a look at this. Ooh, wait, that's actually really good for relations. I'm only losing a tiny bit with the cartel, and I'm getting free stuff, and I'm getting more money. Okay. Wow, this is tough just because, like, it's kind of hard to just kind of estimate the relationship of cash versus, one tier 5 experimental equipment item. Like, what is that going to be worth per week? This looks great. You get 2 things a week, but it's only 12k. I think I'm going to just go with this one. Highest paying. Highest difficulty, but who doesn't want a challenge? Plus, who doesn't want the government to give them a crap ton of money? And we're only okay. I mean, that would that's kind of tough, just because morale decreasing, basically morale bleed and then a morale instant just cap debuff. It's gonna be hard to keep them happy, but I think I'll take that on. We'll just go for it. Let's select mission here. And we got some tutorial bubbles. That's awesome. Love to see it. Overall status. Various management functions, right? We've got inspection objectives at the center. So to clear inspection, we have to have a survival rate of 75% in inspection. So that's cool. And then discipline's got to go up to 75. Shouldn't be a problem. We fail weekly inspection. So we gotta hit all these objectives. In the inspection. Oh, these are bonus objectives. I don't even know what the inspection objectives are. We earn the client's trust. You get bonuses if you complete all the stuff. Sounds good. We got a whole stack of menus here. We've got, equipment, squad stuff, squad selection, whatnot, and then the schedule, which is probably the important part, managing your guys. So we've got General Saldivar here telling us to do our job. I was planning on it. So we've got a week to get 6 dudes. So we can buy another one. We have 5. We are gonna need to buy a couple of guns. But we can have up to 6 dudes. Got a clear inspection. Got a discipline, and we have to have a survival rate of 75%. Shouldn't be too hard. We have a week to do all that. So let's go ahead and hop in. Set the daily schedule of an operator here. You can order them to train or rest. Clicking detailed schedules for the operator. So here's our 5 guys. We got 2 medics, which, I'm not really sure how great each particular class is, right? Detailed schedule for each operator. Necessary, you can use talk or assemble all operators. You can discipline them or improve their morale. And then commence the schedule once you're done. Cool. So here, basically, there's 3 time periods that you can choose to have them, doing something. You can have them do, exercise. You can have them do different types of exercise. So there's, hold on, let me get this. You just read this real quick. Schedule details. You get research. That's also an element of this game. Costs and schedule that fits into your budget. Cool. So yeah, basically each activity has kind of a cost, and there's plenty of stats that you can kind of have a look at here. Obviously top is current, bottom is max. Kind of a total rating here. We have some we have some perks here. Gets injured a little more, but he's got a 50% buff to tactics growth. That's nice. Schedule, impact, mood crease. So basically, based on what I give this guy, his mood is going to move basically double in either direction, and he's also a little touchy, so he can cause trouble. It's not fun. Sign-on bonus, 30%. Then experience. Okay. I didn't know that the debt perk had an experience debuff. I probably would have reconsidered, but that's okay. But yeah, stats-wise, these 3, or these 5. I don't know why I said 3. These 5, it's pretty easy to, they'll passively go up on their own. More or less, it's kind of hard to get them to not go up on their own. You have to specifically select ones that don't. But yeah, let's just go here to back to the exercise. They have a stamina, which affects their injury chance. They have mood, which basically affects their chance of getting into fights with their fellow militiamen. Injury percentage, which is kind of just like on a week by week, or I think it's a day by day basis. A chance to basically proc them getting injured. Same with the trouble, and then the cash. Some of these things cost, right? So we're gonna just have a look here. What is the So 50 experience, I'm assuming, to level up. That's fine. Relationship of 20 with this guy. That's nice. So, what do we want to start off with? I think I'm just gonna let it do like the default. We can have him do powerlifting, which is gonna give him a little more physical, but it's gonna wear him out a lot more, of course. Distance running, is going to give him a little bit of mental, but at the cost of our physicality. So considering this guy's a vanguard, I'm assuming you're just going to want to prioritize probably the physicality, and then it looks like the mental is somewhat of endurance in a way here. So just treat this guy as a tank, right? Um, all of this, and you're gonna see at the top here, basically the net change. He's gonna gain, he's gonna lose one mood from that, cartel debuff. He's gonna double his injury chance, which isn't great. Or maybe that's just okay. No, I think that's already kind of calculated in, right? So that's what's making his injury chance be 7. I'm assuming the base is 0. What if we change this to recovery? Okay, so actually these aren't calculated in yet. So yeah, it's gonna double his chances for injury and trouble. Do I want to add basically a second recovery kind of thing? Not necessarily. But free exercise. That increases his injury chance by a ton. I don't want to mess with that. And the stretching. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it basically at the defaults. More or less, just see how it runs. That's for this guy, so I guess down here you can choose various stuff. So that's going to bring his trouble down by 1, in the sum. We're still going to be rising, but that's fine. Standard diet, and then over here you can pay money to have their stuff go down. It's like if we wanted to bring the trouble down, that would only rise by 0.2, which would be nice, but it would cost us 20 bucks a day. So we'll just leave that empty for now. Just gonna confirm that. That's the default spread for pretty much everyone. This guy's got different traits, which is why these values are kind of different, even though they're all in the exact same training plan. This guy's got Scholar still, same as this guy, but then he's got Optimistic. So obviously you can see his trouble is negative, which is great, but then more likely to get injured, which is also not great. And then he's gambling. He's a gambling addict, so very relatable. Experience negative 10, and then stat growth by down 10. Okay, that's actually a really bad perk, or I mean just a really bad debuff, kind of negative perk. He just does everything 10% slower, unfortunately. But he is one of our 3 vanguards, so if we really wanted to kick him out, we could. But he's also a 10 in terms of like skill level, so maybe we don't want to mess with that. Because power level is like their overall, stat that basically determines how they do in the actual missions. Federico is suicidal. Okay. Sure, man. Weekly salary. So we pay him less, but he doesn't get as much experience. I actually don't like that trade-off at all. I'd actually low-key rather have it around, like the other way around, where he levels up really quick and we pay him a little more. But what are you gonna do, right? He's a sprinter, so stat growth in the morning. Oh, okay. This is a good perk. This gives us reason to actually change his training schedule. All stat growth goes up by 20%, but then he doesn't have good stat growth in kind of the evenings and afternoons. So this is technically, to be honest, a debuff, because you're losing 2 periods and buffing 1. But then this is just a straight buff, just perception growth up 20. So if we take these 2 into account, we could basically power level this guy's perception, which it looks like he has a ton of room to grow, which is amazing. So we can basically shove a bunch of perception leveling stuff into the morning, and it'll be boosted by 40%, and then we can just do like, I guess, recovery or whatever else we want to do in the evenings. And then this right here, it's also not a great debuff, obviously. Signing bonus, all of these, we just pay these guys like less, but they just cause us more problems. Which, like I said, personally, I'd rather have the other way around, where we pay them more and they have, regular stats, but it is what it is. Still looking pretty low on the proc chance here, but let me go in here. What can I do that basically affects perception the most? So, nothing in the fitness area, so we're gonna have to hit the shooting range, I'm assuming, in the morning, and then we'll do ballistics, more ballistics, and for the recovery, what's most beneficial? Stretching versus versus 17 and 2.4. So I mean, this guy could. I kind of don't want him to get injured. So let's just do some stretching. Um, and like you can see here, like just the difference in like if I switch this to that, like plus 0.17 to his power versus just 0.13 per thingy, more or less. So really good there on basically the double buff. Almost 1.5xing our experience gain there. I guess we can move our physical stuff just to this afternoon, and then like he's just losing a lot of stats here, for being honest. There's not much I can do about that though, for being so real. Unless I wanted to basically just throw a second rest in there, in which case we're like really overcompensating. I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. But we're basically going to be power leveling his, perception, because I didn't have a look at what it was previously. Um, but now we're gaining, 1.71 to the perception per day, so that's great. He'll be basically max perception. He'll be at 18 in just 2 weeks, more or less. Actually, less than 2 weeks. So that's not too bad. And then indoor medics, calm fugitive. Again, paying him less, but he has horrible debuffs to relationships, so that's just like not fun at all. I don't understand why you would want that perk. And it's like it's a key perk too. It's freaking his main perk, so that sucks. But he has the same Hawkeye and signing bonus, -30 in experience. So like this guy just has horrible buffs, which is why he's a 7.4, obviously. I guess good stats, because he's not causing any problems, really. So I'm not sure how that comes along. I guess just really good recovery, maybe. Oh, we do basically get... Interesting. So we kind of get like a set bonus if we have enough people doing the same thing at the same time. They're just hanging out together in the gym kind of thing. So that kind of buffs them up. That's cool. With 4 participants, all stat growth +10, and then we're mood boost +10. So because we switched that one guy over to reverse order, he's not going to get this buff, which is unfortunate. So just these 4 are going to get this. But if we want to be honest, we could cater, because for the rest of the people it makes no difference what order they do it in. So we could cater this specifically to that one guy, and if we put everybody on ballistics, I guess everybody's just going to be power leveling perception, which is cool. Here, what did I put Frederico's exercise? So anaerobic and then long distance, stretching. One is anaerobic, long distance, and stretching. So, and everybody's going to have quarters. Let's have a look at Gonzalo real quick before I actually flip the order of the rest of these. He's the breadwinner, so, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'd rather pay a guy 10% more and then have him not have problems. Good perk there. He's an optimist as well, so an overall buff, but he just has a higher injury chance. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. He's a medic anyway, so he should be fine, right? And he's a big guy. Wow. Can't believe that's a stat. Physical growth +30, injury chance +10. That's not too bad, for being real. We can power level, his physicality, which he's already kind of up there, so that's not going to really be beneficial for that long. And considering he also has the criminal record perk, I don't really like that, so not great. Could be worse. Let's just put everybody on ballistic studying. I might as well just save that as basically a as like a template, but it's only 5, so it's not going to take me too long. I'm putting everybody on ballistic study because I'm pretty sure you have to have everybody doing the same type of training for it to sync up. You can't just have them doing like the same location. It has to be the same exact activity, I'm pretty sure. So man, everybody's he's got like a high injury percent chance. Do I want to leave it like that? I mean, if we're being honest, not really. 'Cause everybody's got a 20% chance to get hurt. There's 5 dudes, so we're just running basically almost a certainty that someone's gonna get injured, at least in one of the first couple of days. Which I don't want. The trouble's not really that high, so I'm thinking in the rest I can sacrifice like I can switch to stretching here and reduce the injury chance. I mean, that really doesn't have that great of an effect though, for being honest. Why is ballistic studies so like? I don't get that. It's just so intensive. Like, what's that injury intensive about studying ballistics? Not really sure. I've already got that on to stretching, so like can't do much to fix that. Can't do much on that either. And then the best I could do is just have him stretch here too. Which 5? Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter what activity they're on, as long as they are just in the same spot, so that's fine. But still, I mean, even if we changed that over for everyone, it's still pretty high on these injury chances. Got him already. That's good. And that's good. So, like, yeah, it brings it down. I mean, I'm just kind of worried about Augustin here. Breaking his leg in training. But, honestly, what are you going to do? You know, you might just have to let him slide. We can assemble, which is a once per day thing. So, I guess we can just go ahead and do that. Fixed schedule for that party. Mood increase, but stamina slightly decreases. And then cost a ton. Not great. Scold. That raises our discipline, but lowers the mood. Do we want to just instantly lower the mood by 20 for everyone? I don't think so. I'm just going to let it slide. I'm just going to hope these guys don't get hurt. I don't like that there's, you know, a significant injury chance on some of these guys, but we're just going to move on. Research is great. I love research in any given game. Whether that's like Civilizations or Rust or anything, I just love love research tiers. So we can get injury prevention. It only takes a day to do, and it reduces the injury chance by 10% for the physical fitness center. So like, I'm gonna immediately want to take that, obviously, because everybody has a high injury chance right now. Expand your policies, right? Move around using the arrow keys or by dragging. If you use the arrow keys, you're weird. You are probably just gonna drag around. Who doesn't? As you can see, there's like a significant kind of base here. There's looks like 4 different types. You could do physical training, shooting training, management, or the recovery. So, okay, that's like an actual item. I was assuming it'd be like the 3, you know, activity locations and then just like a management buff, which is kind of operations, but looks like this kind of gives you items and stuff. Oh no, this does affect the 3 tiers. That's pretty much what it is, the 3 locations. I'm just going to go ahead and cop injury prevention. Right? We're going to get it basically tomorrow, so that's going to be nice. And we're losing $450 a day, which isn't too bad considering we've only got to do this for like a week or 2, I think. Just here. And here's what I'm talking about with the small talk. Looks like Federico is having, you know, not a great time. I think this might be the Suicidal guys, so not optimal, obviously. You just can't do it, not motivated, which isn't really what you want from one of your, you know, your soldiers, right? This is a little surprising to me, but that's okay. We'll be able to perform at that best. They're gonna get a crazy debuff. Wow. Holy, for 4 days, which is that's a significant amount of time. Okay, I don't like how they worded that last bullet point. All stats in combat increased by negative 10%, so it's just a 10% debuff. Could have just said decreased by 10%, but whatever. 50% more likely to have like cause trouble, stat growth, and then losing one discipline per day is not great, especially considering one of our bonus missions during this period is getting everybody's discipline up. So not very groovy there. We also didn't hire anybody else. We didn't buy any guns, so that's gonna have to happen. We did get the research though, so that's good. Okay, it's not just like a flat 10%, it's specifically 10% in like the physical fitness centers, so like only helps by technically a couple of percent, which is something still. I mean, this went down from like 20 to 18, so making progress, right? Um, I don't want to change the schedule at all because I do really like just the fact that we have the sync bonus, stat growth plus 10%, then mood boost plus 10%. Oh, we can see the aptitudes here. That's nice. But yeah, I just like having the sync bonus plus this guy in particular. Oh, this is Frederico. Okay. Yeah, this is the guy who is now depressed. Um, Unlucky, right? But what are you gonna do? Can we do something to fix that? I think if we just go back to recovery here, and then maybe also recovery here, that's gonna kind of balance these two. I think having, you know, close to even is statistically like optimal for lowest proc chance on the two, between both of them. You know, kind of like the rule of squares, you know, in math. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm assuming that's probably the case, and you know, mathematical rules generally apply to more context than we can typically think. So more context than we think of. I don't have any of these options unlocked yet. I remember some of them get really awesome, but those are, you know, down in the research tree, which the research tree in the demo was definitely not this expansive, or at least I didn't get the chance to do all of that. We could do training cost, or we could do experience. If I'm being honest, I don't have a problem with the cost, because at this rate we can last more than 50 days. If you just look top right here, like monetarily, assuming no crazy, oh, daily income. Oh, okay. I thought that was meant that we were losing an extra 19 something. Oh, we are actually. Okay. Well, we're okay. We're not gonna last 50 days, but we'll last a good while, as we currently are. I think that's 30% though. I mean, that's the physical fitness center. I'm just gonna have a look and see what it costs us to be in the gym right now. 30 bucks per person. So, I mean, that's not that much of a problem. 3 times 5, that's 150. Minus 30% would be 120. So we're saving 30. No, I definitely did that math wrong. But basically we're just not saving that much money versus kind of a stat buff, which physical, like the gym workouts work, yeah, mostly. Actually, it's just physical. Well, physical and mental, and then the base. That, I mean, I'd like to be leveling up everybody's physical if possible. I mean, although their shooting and tactics kind of suck, except Fred, or Fed, not Fred, just Fed. I'm gonna call him Fred though. So I think I'm just gonna go for the experience. Well, the problem is that gives us access to these further ones though. It's gonna give us a more experience. I'm gonna do the care just because it trees into, you know, further. Although it looks like, okay, maybe not. I thought it was down here. I thought this being grayed up meant you had to take it, but no. Looks like you've only got to do this one to tree all of these. So this is kind of irrelevant. Let's have a look at these though. Injury chance in the shooting range, minus 10%. Let's see if that at all is contributing to... Yeah, it is contributing a lot to everybody's injury chance. So I'm actually going to go ahead and have a look at that one. Let's just go ahead and reduce the injury chance. It's going to branch into training cost, which because we're doing ballistics training, it is costing us a little more, and then experience. So let's go ahead and do that. What else is there though? Cheaper meals. This gets us a new diet. Um, Lower cost but trouble chance. I definitely don't want that. Obviously, I mean, we're gonna have to get it eventually to research into, but I'm probably definitely just not gonna use that once I unlock it. First aid training though, this looks like a decent one, but one I'm gonna get after I apply a bunch of percentage discounts to all my stuff. If we look, research is good. I don't need to do that. I can assemble again. Like there's better ways to increase your discipline than by ruining everybody's mood. I'm not really sure though. Shoot. And the only trade-off here is that like we could just bounce between these two every other day, but this costs more than $100 per person, so a minimum of $500, which like literally doubles our daily cost every other day. So, and I don't know how much. If mood increases like everyone instantly to 100, and then I can like discipline a couple of times, like okay, that'd be decent, but I just don't know how much it goes up. And with the average mood already decreasing from the one guy being depressed, I don't know. Same with discipline, actually. Fred's not doing too great. I'm gonna let it slide, and hopefully I'll get an interaction that'll let me increase. That. Okay, another debuff. It looks like indigestion. That's really funny. Rest treatments advised. He's gonna get a. Oh come on, man. That's a tough debuff for indigestion, bro. Take some Pepto Bismol or something. Juan's mood and stamina are down 10, which is a lot, unfortunately. Could worsen too if injuries occur. So losing stamina daily for 4 days, so we get stamina bleed, 50% injury chance, and then losing combat stats. So not great. Could be worse. His mood is pretty low though, and that also increases the trouble chance, which isn't great. And then if we're just looking at the mood change here, like we're losing 3 points. Average power of squad. Oh, I haven't even selected my squad yet, so that's why that's zeroed out. And then the discipline is just dropping. The only good thing is that we're just maintaining a positive atmosphere. But considering like the perks I chose at the beginning, that's probably the only thing I've got going for me. We have this though, which is really gonna help that injury chance. Juan's injury chance is like doubled because freaking indigestion apparently. And then same with the mood. I mean, that's just not great. Did his power? No, he was at 7 something originally. I might have to sacrifice like something here. Like I can have him double rest and well, I can have him double rest. That's just like kind of overcompensating on like the trouble side though. I'm really just kind of wanting to work on the injury side, but let's just think. And I don't have anything else unlocked for like activities here, so it's literally just kind of these couple options. Are there any of these that just have like less injury chance? Maybe in the range. There are. I could do like this. Do I want shooting or do I want perception? Perception's evasion and accuracy. Accuracy is already over 100%. Shooting is damage and recoil. So let's go ahead and just do the shooting for both. That's just not, yeah, it's just not great. Same experience here. Same thing there. Physical though. This is a medic, and like I have 3 vanguards, so I don't really think I need. I don't really think I need him to be getting physical necessarily. Just do mental, double mental. Can I leave one of these blank? Like it should be able to be blank. Because like if I could just take one of these rows off, that would basically bring both these to 0. Unfortunately, that's just not an option, so I think I am gonna have to do the. Man, what's the mental stat? Damage reduction. I don't really need damage reduction though on my medics. They're gonna be behind the vanguards anyway, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna double rest him, and like yeah, it is overcompensating, but like on the trouble side at least. But that's kind of the best I could do. We're saving a little bit of money though, so that's something. I can also give him meds to offset the injury chance. Let's do that. We're basically rolling the money from what we were doing in the gym over to this. Just gonna do that. And so now... Oh. Yeah, okay. Not really overcompensated. Maybe I can go back to just doing the gym. Let's check what that would be. Oh, okay, that's just 15. That's not too bad, actually, I think. Yeah, let's switch this to that. And those 2 are good. I'm actually, I think I'm fine with 15%. He's only got this for 3 more days. If he gets injured, I wonder what this evolves into, actually. It could be, like, internal hemorrhaging and Bird just straight up dies. I don't want that to happen, but, like, I really don't know what would be better. More or less, you know what I'm saying? We just got some stuff up here, that's fine. Plus he's my lowest rated guy, so like, am I really that worried? Nah, not really. Let's just go to the research here. Training cost, minus 30. Everybody is training in ballistics right now. So, making that cheaper would be pretty nice, but then we also have experience. If I do experience on like the gun side, if I do experience too much, I'll actually level up too quick, and then I'll kind of get bottlenecked because then I'll have to like move everybody over to the gym. And to get the sync bonuses, I'll have to like I'll just have it like it won't be everybody in sync anymore because the one guy is gonna level up really quick. I guess it's gonna happen either way, but this would kind of just like exacerbate that discrepancy between operators' experience gains. So I think I'll just do the cost optimization. Let's see something better up here. Let me just have a look. Equipment care. It's the same thing, just for physical. I'm pretty sure I'm spending more money on the gun range, so let's just do that. Go back here. And I'm honestly chill with these percentages. I don't know why this guy's getting hurt. The mood thing sucks, but like, what are you gonna do? You know? I don't really want to spend 500 bucks on a dinner, but might have to. Let's just take a quick look at, first of all, let's make the squad. I'm gonna have, obviously Fred, even though he's depressed right now. I'm gonna have, you can only have 5 anyway, so like, am I really pressed about Juan being stinky? Not really. Honestly, if I wanted to, I would just fire Juan, but I mean, he's only gonna have an addition for a couple of days, so I'll let him slide. 3 vanguards and a medic should be a, you know, decent setup. Let's actually just go ahead and just make sure that, let's just make the vanguards together, and then put the medic at the 4. No gun yet. So we have shotgun, assault rifle. If we go up here under their icon, we can see what they're good at. So these guys are good at SGs. What does SG stand for? Not really sure. Oh, that's just shotgun. Wow. Okay. And SHs, which that I don't know. SMGs, SH, AR, and then DMR. Can't use DMRs at all. We want these guys to be on the shotguns, and then maybe give one of them, like maybe we buy, because we only have 2 shotguns if I remember correctly. Yeah. Gave him the shotgun, and I'm gonna give him the shotgun. No, I'm gonna give this guy my shotgun, so that the middle guy can have the SH, which hopefully I can buy one of those. And then let's see, can the medic use assault rifles? I really hope so. He can, but he sucks with them. I don't want to have everybody on shotgun though. Huh. Alright, with that being said, let's just take this off. Give him the second shotgun. And then let's see if we can just get two, because he's A tier with shotguns. Position aptitudes, okay, that's also a thing. He's good on the 4. These guys are good on the 1 and the 2. So I'm actually, let's just go ahead and put Mariano on the 1 then, since he's my highest power. Give him the best aptitude essentially, because you can see here, obviously the Vanguard wants to be in the front. It can also be a B as well. Oh, SH might be shield. I guess a shield is an actual thing. So if we could buy a shield, give that to Mariano, he could just be the breach guy, and then everybody could just blast dudes behind him. Let's hit. So we got 2 shotguns. We need 2. Honestly, I'll take a shield and then an extra shotgun, and then we can just run triple shotgun shield meta. Not sure if that's the meta, but we're just gonna run it. It's a new game anyway, so I guess the meta doesn't really exist yet. We can also do mods, but that's kind of an advanced idea. Plenty of options here. Get some armor, get some grenades. That's just expensive, you know, for a grenade. And there's also mods. Can we filter? We can filter kind of by type, but I don't know if we can filter by gun specifically. We can get a shield here for pretty expensive. And it has a fire rate? Oh, I guess like secondary. Secondary weapon. Maybe that's doable. And then some decent shotguns here. This guy's giving us 10% off an M870. Do I want that? Kinda. Just see if there's anything better as far as it goes. So only 1 shield option. I guess we'll take it. And then I can get an SMG. Again, the tier going smaller is better. So like tier 5 is the worst, and then 4, and then 3. So these tier 3 SMGs are really expensive. But our medic is B tier with SMGs, so like maybe. But I don't really see a problem with triple shotgun, if I'm being honest. So I think I'll just take 79, 40, 92, 40. Any other numbers change? Just the power between these two. What about these two? That's 85. This one, that's actually really weird. This one is more expensive, even though this one's just better stat-wise. Let's just have a look at this. Mag 5, recoil 15. Range, reload speed. Reload's a little faster, but it does a lot less damage. Oh, this is less accurate. Okay, I didn't see that at first. I'm just gonna do this. Seems like a really good deal. Get the IZH. The old is just not great. This has a better range. Not a better range. Has better accuracy. And less recoil. This is actually looking kinda tempting. Same ballistics damage, but same rate of fire too. I'd expect this one to be a little faster. Same crit. This is just less powerful though. Shoot, that's just so tough. Same magazine size? Yeah. This one has less recoil. Less recoil, less reload speed, better accuracy. Our guys are pretty accurate though already, if I remember correctly from perception stat. Let's do this one. I don't think that minus 100% accuracy is going to be that much of a problem. And if it is, then it is what it is, you know? Let's go back to the squad. Pass this guy the shotgun. Pass this guy the shield. And pass this guy So now you can see like the power levels have raised significantly based on whatever weapon I've given them. Um, this guy having a shield. I think what did he even start off originally? Yeah, he's 8.9 and is more than doubled in terms of power, so that's great. These guys are all pretty high, so that's cool. Check the armor. We don't have any armor. This guy's got a whole shield on, so maybe we want to stack him some armor. You can see here like the growth potential. Um, Plenty of growth potential in the physicality and the mental for this guy. Um, Roll tendency is kind of up here. So these guys being like level 1 and then like tier 5, um, they're obviously not going to be anywhere close to like what their role allows, but obviously you can tell like Vanguard's going to be pretty strong. Looks like pretty tactical, and then pretty mentally sound. Whereas over here, like these guys got high perception. That seems pretty valid as a medic. Let's just go ahead and check the market again, see if we can get some armor. It's just those 2 that are for sale, right? Oh, 3. Do I want 3 default copies of armor? Yeah. Just because they're cheap and they're kind of basic. Just gonna throw them on my Vanguards. Right, and I'm just gonna assume, and I'll probably be able to kind of control this, but I'm just gonna assume that this guy takes like 0 damage because he's gonna be hiding in the back and poking. We gave him a shotgun though. How is he gonna poke with a shotgun? Didn't really think about that. I could give him the assault rifle, but like he's C tier with assault rifles, right? Yeah. I'd rather get an SMG and give it to him. I guess I could just run a simulation and kind of be fine with that. Let's go ahead and just get a practice in, I suppose. Section 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's a lot of dudes to clear out. We get some options here on the policy, so fire at will versus follow leader. Enemies appear in sequence. Heal policy. Our medic, we can let our medic basically just heal everybody, and we can change this by section. So 3 dudes there. We can kind of see, it's a little hard to see here, just because it's really small, but I have a nice big monitor, so it's not hard for me. But there's 2 dudes like on this first level here, this first room. There's 2 guys here, 1 guy here. Fire at will seems good. Healing seems cool. I mean, everybody's going to be blasting with shotguns, at least on my team. These guys are grouped up, so I think I'm going to do just like follow leader here, because I think I see like that's an L there. So like to clear that, they have to turn, take out these guys, turn, take out those 2 guys. Here we bust in and there's just like some guys. So like, just 6 dudes looking at you. So hopefully you can blast them. Go in here. That one's also scattered, so or like well, kind of sequential. Like couple there, couple there, couple there. Instead of just a big kind of couple of blobs. Here, same thing. Maybe. I don't really want to just change the heal policy. I mean, I don't really see much of a difference there. There's like a red blip here. Oh, okay, so these guys move from there. Okay. No, I get it. We move in from here. These guys come out of this room and like basically challenge us in this spot. And then we clear them. We go further in. It's really, I mean, even I can't see 5 here just because the icons are in the way. Awesome. Love that. So yeah, here, hop in, blast some dudes, sneak through here. Here, there's like an objective here, I think. Take out just this 1 guy. Oh, there's a VIP, so we gotta like extract him, I guess. Come back. Maybe this room will refill. I'm not really sure. Let's go to 6, and then 7 is gonna be coming back through, going in here. It's just 4 guys, so maybe I'll just do follow leader there because it looks like we're probably gonna hit one of those 2 groups first. Section 8 is kind of like here, which we're gonna face these guys on the way. They're pretty scattered, so I'm just gonna leave it at fire at will. And And then 9 is, I guess, rebounding? Or these guys are maybe chasing. And they catch up while they're fighting these guys and try and pinch us. Um, that's going to be a whole kind of big blob. So maybe follow leader there because I'm hoping they'll kind of come in staggered after we clear out these guys chasing us. We can kind of just turn on them and blast them. Let's just go ahead and run in there and actually see what happens. Do I want to allow this? Yeah. Get out of the way. Okay, that was quick. We just destroyed those two guys. See it. So yeah, that guy right there, he's just like shooting Mariano, and he's got a shield. So, kind of weird that we're just like, yeah, standing there for a second. Which room is that? That was 2. That might be my fault based on like the settings I put in. Looks like we just first objective there. This is kind of tough just because we're on, whole shotgun meta. Fred is getting lasered. He's getting healed though, so he's fine. That guy's got a shield against us. Fred is just straight up dead. Let's see. Gonzalo is our medic. I'm not sure why he's taking heavy contact going in there. Okay. So like 2 and 3, it was like kind of weird how they were sort of challenging that. Maybe that's just because I put fire at will versus whatever else. These guys are gonna swing us out of this doorway. The range, I'm seeing that as kind of an issue right now. Triple shotgun clearly isn't the meta. We're basically just getting poked, and then we have to reload, and then we're just It also looks like this cover might be destructible. I'm not really sure. Mariano's really rocking the shield though. He's also shooting too, so he does have like a pistol or something, so that's great. He's not just kind of like a meat shield. He's got these. He's got. I can't see the buffs. Also, what does W need to do? W out. Heal. Oh, I can like choose who I want to heal. Well, Mariano just died. I probably should have healed him. I can also summon. Increased evasion rate, okay. And then Gonzalo's got heals. Why doesn't Gonzalo heal anybody? I'm not really sure. I guess he should have healed Mariano, but it's a little too late for that now. It's going up the game speed. We're taking a while to clear just because it's the shotguns. I wish there was like a setting to press in. We're reloading. That's okay. We're peppering this dude. He's still alive somehow. Finally cured him out. Giving bro a heal. Love to see that. Blast this one guy. Secure Carlos. Oh, that's the leader of the cartel, isn't it? I think. These guys are pushing us, which is good. And we're dead. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not really sure why the medic wasn't healing until after 2 of our guys died. Check the map of the operation and we can decide. We got pretty far though. Pretty deep for like, it's kind of a practice run. Provided, check the performance of the squad members, identify it was just like a lot of we were shooting the shotguns at basically an ineffective range, and then I just noticed a ton of reloading. Was more or less the problem. We were just getting basically outpoked behind like a wooden pallet. While we're loading shells into our 3 shotguns. So the shield was doing great work though. This guy was tanking a lot of damage and doing some damage. You can see here, like, obviously the guys that survived longer did more damage, but like a significant margin as well. Even the medic getting 9 kills, and this guy got 0. So, but absorbing a lot of damage, right? It's fine. That's fine. Policies. Oh yeah, for each section, right? We already took care of that. Okay. So you can see here, this guy, like, yeah, shielding 2,000 some damage is great. He did end up going down though, actually, unfortunately, surprisingly, really. trying to get a feel here. Um, maybe we cop an SMG just for the medic here to give us some poke. And then hopefully that'll kind of also alternate like the timings of everybody reloading at the same time, and basically us having absolutely no damage output during like 5 second windows. Um, Hopefully we'll be able to kind of like get some like a suppressing fire kind of thing going on here. Um, no shielding or anything. Like you can see the armor actually coming into play pretty nicely, if we're being honest. Taking a good few hundred on every guy, so I think that was definitely a worthy investment. Um, but yeah, triple shotgun with a shield just not the move, especially considering there were some pretty long or pretty distant levels. Um, I still have yet to discipline my homies, and it's like the mood is still decreasing, which is not very groovy. I literally can't even tell what's caught. Oh, just the okay. Yeah. That's the cartel debuff. Okay. And there's like nothing that raises mood except I think running does, doesn't it? No. The only thing that increases mood is free exercise, and that like breaks our knees for some reason. So I don't want to do that. That's just a tough calm to have to make, but nobody's actually gotten injured yet, surprisingly. Mood's decreasing, so is discipline, actually, thanks to Fred. But Fred was kind of putting in the work there in the simulation, so we're going to have to let Fred slide for a little while. Let's check the market, see if we can just cop an SMG. Oh man, we can get one of the really expensive ones, and hopefully the medic will carry. That's the thing, though. I don't want to go too crazy, because, like, it's, what, S... Is S tier even a thing? No? Okay, so it's A and then B. So, like, A tier with the shotgun, B tier with the SMG. Kind of just wanting to think, like, do I give him an SMG or do I go for a second shield? I kind of want a second shield, but we're gonna have to wait a day for that to like come in. Do we want to just invest in a SMG early anyway? Kinda, because like I'll probably use it eventually. I don't really think I need 3 vanguards once I start actually building my company up. But it's just like a really early investment. Point men are A tier with SMGs, so the problem with point man though is that they're not amazing in any particular position. So it's like there's nobody that's A tier with the SMG that's also A tier in any particular position. Like here with the breacher, you can give a breacher a shotgun. He can take the 2 after the vanguard and like cook. And then like medic on the 4. There's actually nobody that's A tier in the 3, which like really sucks. I kind of want to get a sharpshooter just because range is our issue, but that's like sort of jumping the gun. Because I do have my medic in the 4 right now, and I like the medic being in the 4, but again, there's just nobody that is actually A tier in the 3 slot. So like sharpshooter with the DMR in the 3 would be pretty good, and then maybe I could run double shield, although I already have like 4 shotguns, so maybe not buying another one would be great. This refreshes in 5 days, which sucks. Let's just, how do we recruit? Let's check the employee list. No, that's already, let's go for this guy. Let's just have a look. This guy's really cool looking. AR, I already have an AR, but it's like bottom tier. Okay. We have customizability over how much we pay them, more or less. I'm looking at the power here, it's not great. Also looking at the stats, this is not a great stat to have. Flat feet, do we really care about physicality from our sharpshooter? I don't think so. I just want him to kind of sit back and blast dudes with the DMR. That looks pretty good to me. That is a universal just 30% on every growth, and then we're just kind of sacrificing 10% injury chance, which we can work around. Wow, that looks like a not great stat. Let's look at this. Caps the relation at 50. Easier to lose relation. Hard to boost his mood. And he just doesn't cause any trouble. I mean, shoot, how desperate am I for a sharpshooter, for being real? I mean, that's just a really sucky primary. Avenger, like, look at that. I mean, that's just like a great stat. Oh, wait, no, triple chance increase minus 20%. So yeah, I mean, 3 buffs with like a negligible debuff. Crazy growth, crazy experience, and then triple chance goes down. But that's on the medic, unfortunately. Also, the debt is not a great perk. We don't like that one. That sucks. What's this primary though? Post-op pen. Trouble chance increase by 20%. I'm not really sure what the post-op penalty is. I'm also not looking for a medic. I already have shotguns. Like, a breacher is plausible. I just don't really know if it would make a difference. You know what I mean? It probably just, I mean, it just wouldn't make a difference between, okay, first of all, this guy wants $5,000. Like, really, what's the difference between using a breacher over one of the vanguards I already have? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, this guy's got nice stats. I can't lie. Definitely cannot lie. I really like the stats. $5,000 though. I mean, and it also doesn't deal with our range issue. We gotta keep that in mind. Breachers are really good in the 2 though. And Vanguards aren't A tier in the 2. So like, I'm gonna want a breacher because no one else is A tier in the 2 except the breacher. So it kind of just makes sense. Ah, it's tough. What's this though? Shop so quantity. Okay. Item sell price with 20 weekly. Just pay him more. Loyal, mental growth, injury chance increase minus. Wow, these guys are actually both really good. This guy is. Let's just like compare the potentials. Wow, that's a big diff. Well, I mean, it's not like crazy, but like it's pretty big. Can't lie. I just like, do I want to pay this guy like $1,000 a week? 1,400 almost. Not really. He's already got some good tacticals though. Accuracy after cover. More damage with the shotguns. Looks like I'm definitely gonna give this guy a shotgun anyway. Like if I put him in the 2. If I put him in the 2 with a shotgun behind the Vanguard with the shield, that's 2 guys in their A tier weapon, like A tier slots with A tier weapons. It's just tough that like nobody can go in the 3. I could put either the sharpshooter or the medic in the 3 if I were to buy those. If I were to buy one of the sharpshooters. Like, I do kind of like Adrian. I don't know, man. I just don't like that primary perk. Let's just check the tags though, just cause. What are his tactics right now? His tactics are at 8. If we get it to 20, well, isn't his max like? Yeah, his max is 20. So if we max his crit chance, it's not even that like. That's not that great if we're being real. And then armored targets. I mean, there's a couple guys with shields, right? But I'm not even sure if that counts as armored kind of thing. It's just like. Just really don't like the primary. That's like the only thing holding me back from copying Adrian right now. He was a previous cartel worker. That's just so bad, man. Such a bad primary perk. I don't even know what that is. Like, still, the post-op penalty probability, I just don't get that. Between these two, I mean, you can just tell like the power diff, obviously. Like clearly Eric is like a great, like a crazy high investment. Um, but like just looking at like the skill ceiling kind of thing, like this guy's got an extra positive perk. Gym rat versus like +1 on the change relations, mental growth +20. Do we need mental from a breacher though? Like let's just have a look. I guess you kind of do. Like less damage. I'm just gonna assume we don't really need like mental that bad on a breacher if we have a vanguard with a shield. You know what I mean? Because the vanguard with the shield is gonna eat up most of the damage anyway. So, and they're gonna have the high mental. So like, the mental growth here isn't as great. But having more stuff in the shop and being able to sell stuff is like kind of good. He just gets paid a lot more. Versus physical growth, which like is good definitely for a breacher. Um, having the health just to kind of tank if he needs to, and then just this right here. I mean, I just love this primary. Let's go ahead and just cop Eric if he'll allow it. $5K and then 1,000 something a week. Just go ahead and cop Eric, right? Big investment, but hear me out. If we just unequip, who is the more powerful of these two breachers? It's gonna be Fred. Fred's unmotivated for now. He's also suicidal, optimistic, Hawkeye, perception growth, sprinter, criminal record. Okay, so like I'm just trying to see like of the perks what affects like the actual performance. Nothing in particular. Let's just look at like the stats. This guy's got a great mental, kind of low physical. Shoot, that's actually tough. I can't even lie. I mean, just unequip from him too. He's our lowest, but like, just having a look at the mental. I mean, Fred's got the highest mental, which is like kind of what you need, just the damage reduction. But like, not great physical. I mean, obviously we want to get Mariano out. Just take him out. Definitely putting in Eric. 100%. He's going to go in the 2. It's kind of just a debate of who we want in the 1. Do we want, Augie here? Damage endurance and move speed to like health bar versus damage resistance. And I wasn't paying that much attention to those two things in the last run through. First operation of the squad take damage first. So, okay. So I guess mental does kind of matter on the breacher if they're taking damages alongside. Let's just go ahead and give this guy our shotgun. The decent one here, the tier 4. Give Augie... give Augie this shotgun, and then we can give Freddy the shield, right? And I mean that's gonna freaking okay. Maybe the double debuff because we have the debuff on the other guy too. Maybe the debuffs were having a pretty big effect, just like the stats in combat decreased by 10%. I'm just gonna have to kind of level Freddy's physical just so we can sustain longer because it's pretty low right now. I can definitely see that August here has a higher mental and physical ceiling. Actually, just given that information, I'm actually just going to go ahead and put August in my 1. There we go. And then we'll give these first 3 guys armor. And that's actually a decent, that's a good setup. Gonzo doesn't really need armor because like he wasn't taking damage at all. He also wasn't healing at all. I still don't know why. I still haven't figured that part out. But like he's in the 1 with the shotgun. He's in the 2 with, or he's in the 1 with the shield, which is what he likes. He's in the 2 with the shotgun, so double A tier there. Him being in the 3 is just really unfortunate. But he has a shotgun, so we can't be too pressed. And then him at the 5. Having Gonzo at the 5 versus getting a sharpshooter and putting them in like the 4 and then pushing Gonzo to the 3. I mean, I just kind of have a bias against the point men just because they don't thrive in any particular position, but because no one can be A tier in the 3, it's like you kind of got to consider them, you know? Especially considering like we already have an assault rifle. I mean, it's like the bottom tier, so it's not great, but we just check the headhunter here. Is this guy any good? Like, it's a decent stat there. And then +1 stamina daily. That's not bad, actually. It's pretty good. And then this guy, clumsy, not great, gym rat. Okay, so like that actually just net zeros. That's good. And then this right here, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Although to be fair, our finances have been cut in half in like 3 days, so maybe I should chill a little bit. And then Ian, I can already tell Ian's not the guy. Yeah, no. Also no. Heavy breathing. Okay. Bro clearly needs mouth tape. Det as well, like, yeah, just 3 debuffs basically. I genuinely don't even consider Det to be a neutral buff. Like, it's just inexcusable. Gosh, though, I just like if I could just take this perk actually and just completely take it out, I would just cop Adrian. But like this guy having criminal record as well, it's just such a bad debuff. Shoot, I mean, and that too. That's like just I don't even know what to do with that primary either. Shoot, do I want to do this meeting? I guess I could just do this meeting. Persuade versus, so I can pay him a good bit of money to find me some sharpshooters. Or I can pay him a little bit of money just to kind of reset the options. I think I'm gonna do a sharpshooter. I really want to have that range in there. And with the medic being B tier on the SMG, like if I need kind of a mid-range sort of engage tool, I can give the medic an SMG. But I really do want that range in there because it's just been such a big issue. So let's just go ahead and just give him some money. It's only 200 bucks to give me another. Okay, Jesus has been added to the headhunter list. That's just awesome. That might be the thumbnail of the video. We got Jesus. Heck yeah, dude. Let's check out G. Okay. What? Alright, I'm sorry, Jesus, but your stats suck. I mean, even your buff is like the worst buff for a sharpshooter. And I can't re-meet. Alright, that really wasn't worth it. I probably should have just reset the whole menu because then I would have got a couple more sharpshooters. But you know, you live with your mistakes, right? And I can't even make proposal because, oh yeah, operator recruit limit. Okay, let's go ahead and, yeah, we're just gonna let that slide. Do I fire Juan? I really want to. I just like, that's a bad primary. Okay, cool buff, but like Det, I just don't like Det. Can we get rid of Juan? Oh, man, you want me to leave? Can you manage without me? He just seems like such a... He looks puzzled. Sorry, Juan. I mean, you got indigestion, man. You can't be having indigestion on my team, you know? I don't need 2 medics, man. I just don't need 2 medics on a 4-person team. Oh, jeez. I feel bad. I mean, I can't feel bad. I'm the boss of a freaking militia, but like I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad because like I'm firing bro when he's sick and he looks puzzled. You know, he's like, what man? I thought I've been putting in the work. But I absolutely can't manage without him. Get him out of here. Sorry, Juan. Hate to see it. Don't really hate to see it. Kind of a skill issue, let's be honest. And like, oh man, I could keep him on because I know that like my human resource capacity is gonna go up. But like he was also a tier 5 level 1, and it's just like not great perks. Like this right here, like this is a decent perk distribution. Like that's, I would say it's a buff. It's a good primary. That's obviously a buff. I would consider this to be kind of a minor buff. And then like this is like, you can work around that, even though it's a pretty bad debuff. And like same over here too. Although Sprinter has been more of a debuff, and like Suicidal's also kind of sucky. Like honestly, if I'm being so for real, like Freddy's probably gonna be the next to go if I have to drop somebody. Although he is depressed, so like I don't want to fire him right now because he might kill himself. But you know, it is what it is. Mariano just sucks. Well, he's on the squad actually, so that's why his power is so low, just because I haven't given him any gear. But I mean, I can't really do much because I just don't buy Jesus, unfortunately. Sorry, Jesus. And then Adrian, it's like, oh, I want to get Adrian. I really do. I just can't work around that primary. And then this one as well is just not great. Minus 10% to all stat growth. Like that's, I don't know, man. Seems like it kind of stacks. Let's go to the operation plan though. I think like the reason like 2 and 3 were taking so long is kind of just because of like the fire thingy maybe, but also just because we were all running shotguns, so like the reload time was kind of a thing. We just go back to the squad, make sure we get everything kind of equipped. Everything's good here. Eric's in the 2. It's good. Fred, you know, unlucky, right? You're in the 3. I can't do much about it for now. So I'm just gonna let that slide, but hopefully I can make it through. I don't get why Heal Bob wasn't healing, you know? Okay, we unlocked breach policy by having a breacher as well. Enemies behind the door will be stunned. This is good because there's like 6 dudes to clear in this room, so let's go ahead and just charge here. How many charges does Eric have? Is it just the 1? Might be 2. Not too sure. But here we're breaching into another 6 stack. Yeah, it's just 1 guy, and every step breaching to 1 dude. So we got the double breach as well. That's gonna stun the guys in the room, basically let us just kind of instant clear without taking much resistance, which is good on some of these kind of more populated areas of the map. I'm not going to change my engage policy. I guess I'll just kind of observe. Oh, we only have 1 breaching charge. Okay. So we only have 1 breaching charge. Between these 2, it's, what is it? It's 2 and then 5? I mean, I really don't see much of a difference. I guess I'll just put it on the 2 and then let it slide. Maybe that's a perk that like we could eventually get him to have. It's good. Pretty easy clear there. We should be breaching into the 2. Yep. Oh yeah, instantly lasered 6 dudes. That guy surrendered, he didn't even die. Looks like I would totally do it. What's E do? Oh, changing positions. Okay, that could be useful. Like if August E gets okay, I do not recall this level. So much problems. This is about to go down. I can't really do much with it. Like, how do we heal here? I'm trying to click on bro, but it just ain't happening. Yeah, can we heal a brother, please? We click the health bar. No, it's just not happening. I'm assuming after we clear this room, we could pop a heal, but at the same time, I don't know if Augie's gonna last until the room's over. Can't get these guys down to cover here. All right, we got them. Can we please give a brother a heal? Is that a possibility? I mean, I'm clicking on bro, but it's just not working. Oh wait, I think the order went through. It did not go through. Awesome. Like why? Maybe I hit one. No, can't heal the one. Can't heal the opponents. Yeah, I am not seeing how we actually do this. And like it pauses the game, so it's not like it's like a toggle, right? Maybe now that there's like downtime, like we're not actually in combat, maybe we heal. That ain't doing nothing. Yeah, it's just really confusing to me. Not really sure what we're meant to do about that. Maybe like maybe he has to be down because like I know they're broken up into pairs, kind of. So like maybe he has to be with guns to like heal. Like, maybe I can do that temporarily. Oh, it actually worked. Wait, did it? Oh, I thought that was... Bro, just please heal, bro. Do your job. I still don't get, like, I just... How are you meant to heal? How is a brother meant to give a brother a heal? I'm just not seeing it. There's like no guidance too. That's just pause. Can't do much here. We're definitely gonna lose Augie in the next like 2 seconds. Oh, I forgot to change the order as well, so yeah, it's just not great. Why are we healing Fred, bro? What? Wait. Oh, I totally misread how the health balls work. Okay. Yeah, blue is shield. So actually, Augie is like more than fine. Never mind. Holy crap, look at Eric, dude. He's put in that work. That's why bro wouldn't heal, is because he didn't take any damage. Okay. Don't mind me, guys. Might even edit that out. I'm kind of stupid. With that in mind, we're actually doing really good. Okay, take out the squishies. Good. This guy's rushing us. Not optimal. Why is... Okay, I am really confused about positioning, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why Augie's like was in the back during that exchange, but it low-key worked for us. And now we're just kind of trying to get back toward here. We're all in cover. Half health on Augie and Eric. Kind of worried about that. Looks like Eric's taking some damage here. Eric's actually dead. Wow. Okay, we just got melted on the back door. Whoa. Okay. Better than last time, though. Really better than last time, and Eric actually doing some good damage with just the breach charge there. Shielding a lot of damage. Like I just feel like everybody was doing their job. Like least amount of damage on next change is gonna have to be Freddy. Probably, honestly, probably putting Medic in the 3 and then Sharpshooter in the 4 with a DMR would be best. But let's just go ahead and get through this. I think I have to, yeah, to reset, I just have to proceed. Inspection in 5 days, and I haven't done a single thing to raise discipline, which is really sucky. But, I mean, you know, what are you going to do, right? We are holding on to Mariano more or less unnecessarily. Can we just go ahead and drop him? Do I need... I mean, I have 2 Vanguards, so I need a 3rd. I don't really need a 3rd. What's everybody's mood looking like? It's just not great on the mood. Like, if there's a way to consistently raise mood without spending the money on, like, the dinners, then I would be doing a lot more discipline to raise, or a lot more, you know, yelling at them to raise the discipline, but it's just not happening. That's kind of tough, can't lie. I'm gonna just go ahead and have a look. We're paying freaking Mariano, 400. Let's get him out of here. Okay, same reaction. Get him out of here. I mean, just going this far already hurts his relationship, so yeah. Give him some money. Get him out of here. Severance pay so he doesn't come back and, like, assassinate me, hopefully, is kind of the idea there. And now we're down to 4, which is great. We could talk with... let's talk with Freddy and see what we can do here. Oh, hey, I wish I knew about this earlier. Removes his lack of motivation, so we can just instantly take that debuff off, 50-50. We only lose 2 relationship with him anyway if we fail. That actually doesn't seem like that bad. Does that... Okay, I don't know about that. I feel like that isn't... I mean, I might be misunderstanding this, but it seems like it's removing his unmotivated and then just, like, resetting its timer. Like, it looks like it's reapplying the unmotivation. And, like, over here, he's just getting another debuff, just because he feels threatened. That's not really great. Let me try and persuade him. Okay, didn't work, but I mean, that's fine. Looks like I only have 1 talk per day. Do I want to discipline? I mean, it only raises it by 10 and I need to hit 75. So, like, I have to do that 3 times, and that's going to result in a minus 60 to everybody's mood, which is going to be, like, zeroed out. The good thing is, though, we fired 2 guys, so, like, this would only be, like, 500 bucks, I'm assuming, if it's, like, 125 per person. It's cutting into our schedule, though, which is our rest time, if I remember correctly. Like, 7 to 10 is rest, so... And that decreases the stamina. I just don't see that as worth it, if I'm being real. It's just so freaking tough, dude. Alright, I'm just gonna let it slide. I'm gonna keep going. Didn't see that. Okay, Eric is capped out on the perception. So, oh, we also didn't change his schedule, so that's something else. Let's get Eric some... Let's just do that, and then let's actually reverse the order so that he's synced up with everybody for the buff. That's good. And he's actually in the negatives for injury and trouble. So maybe we can switch one of these over to the moving target training, get a little more vigorous. Yeah, that looks good to me. And then change that to like recovery. Oh wait, no, actually it was better the other way around. Whoops. Change that to stretching so that both those are still negative. Can I do a second one? Kind of greed it out. I really like that actually. mental first. Health and move speed or damage reduction. It's kind of tough. Honestly, both. He wasn't taking that much damage until Shield Bob died, actually, though. So maybe we just 18 or 16 and then 79. I'm gonna go with the obstacle course, just because like we're getting base either way. Or do I mean, nah, let's do the powerlifting first. Let's just like max the physical and then switch to the mental. It's looking a little rough on the entry chance, but it's actually not bad if you kind of just consider. I don't understand how giving bro free. Oh, Avengers. It's perk that's actually dropping that. So okay, gotta do what you gotta do, right? I feel like we've kind of neglected the research, haven't we? Maybe we just haven't actually had a day pass in a while. I've kind of been just active. Yeah, I just don't like Freddy's perks, I'm being honest. Definitely gonna get rid of Fred here in a second. But I think we're gonna go ahead and just pass.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's this? Okay. +1 relation. You know, can't complain. It's something. Freddy is still depressed. Oh, he's actually depressed. No, he was just unmotivated. Now he's actually depressed. Wow, an even bigger debuff. Awesome. I'm actually gonna fire him, unfortunately. Please don't say that this is how I would actually run a business. I would not just fire somebody that's depressed. Solely because they're depressed. Got the research done, that's cool. New dispatch requests have arrived. Where do I even see that? Maybe in the mail? Actually, no, I thought I was right. Let's have a look here. We can... Okay, I'm actually going to have to read the box here. Dispatch operators to earn additional income. They can't do squad, inspection, or operations. Please choose wisely. Well, considering we fired all of our extras, we're probably not going to be able to do these. Deposit a certain amount of money, so it's basically just investing, and then you wait a week, and then you get a little bit of money back and some experience. It looks like the experience is kind of significant, because if I remember correctly, the level 1 is just 50 experience, so 36 is a good chunk of that. To get to level 2, but let me check here. Traits that help with the dispatch. That's cool. There's traits that directly go with it. Yeah, it's just not great. Optimistic, diligent. Who do I have that? I know I actually have somebody with the optimism perk. I'm pretty sure I have somebody with a tough perk. Okay, why can't I get this stat? Actually, I don't want this stat. It looks horrible. But +1 discipline looks great. Stat 1 phys, mental. Like, we just have a look at this. Okay, see, I knew he was. Somebody was. Like, suggestance 100%. Like, we only need to meet 2 of the 3 things to have 100% success chance. Optimism, physical or mental stats, and those are all whatever. But losing mood, losing stamina. How is that at all worth it? It just literally just isn't. I mean, I would expect these to raise their mood because they're getting to avoid training or something and getting to actually do work, but I don't know. Not gonna do any of those because they kind of suck and we don't have anybody extra. Let's go back to the headhunter. Can I get Bro to can I get Bro to reset? Yeah, just reset the list. Appreciate it. Devoted lover. sharpshooter, so he shouldn't die. That would be really weird if he died. That would mean I'm a horrible guy. He's gonna go. He's definitely gonna go on the 4. And he's got great perks too. I mean, injury, whatever, but like 30% stat. Like I consider passionate a great buff. Tough, also a good buff. Which actually completely just cancels out the debuff for passionate. So like, the sum of these two is literally just plus 30% stat growth. Awesome, love to see it. This is exactly what I was looking for. He's expensive, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, this is okay. This is actually a new experience versus stat growth. Okay, I think honestly, stat growth is a little more valuable than experience. I mean, kind of. Well, no, actually, it's not. Experience is rarer, so this is a decent perk, I think, if I'm interpreting it correctly. But it's also just a little questionable, you know. Poet. Wow, that's all right. I ain't gonna read all the perks. I finally got who I wanted. Just make sure. Headhunter operator list item. What is that? I'm actually confused. Operator list item. Like, just him having an extra perk? Is that what it's talking about? Okay, wait, he has Debt Scarred. Never mind. But yeah, I'm kind of confused on what that perk means. He's also cheaper, which would be great for us, but no, I'm just gonna go ahead and try and cop the Sander here. $5,000 sign-on bonus. Shoot, man. I'm getting low on money here, but what are you gonna do? You know? What are you gonna do? Actually, I might go in debt once I pay salaries at the end of the week. I really gotta win this mission. Otherwise, I am clapped. I also gotta buy a DMR, so low-key might be like kinda selling myself out here. Might be doing too much. It's just like, okay, 50% off. I mean, what are you gonna do, man? We're gonna fire 20 rounds per minute at 500. Dude, that's like crazy good. Unless I'm just like totally missing something. Like 555 damage. Like the other guns were like 90. So reload speed, I'm assuming it's like that's on the lower side. Good range. Crit probability, a little extra accuracy, some recoil, whatever, blah 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 blah. Yeah, man, I just don't see a downside to buying this DMR. It looks amazing. Go to squad. Sorry, Fred. I can't lie, bro. I feel really bad that I'm doing this, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Give bro the DMR. He shouldn't need armor, if I'm being honest. I guess I'll just give the medic the armor in my 3rd slot. Can we? Let's just go ahead and fire Fred. I feel really bad saying that. Yeah, okay. I feel a little less bad because now I know that like the firing text box is the same for every person, but sorry, Fred. Wow, he's expensive to let go. Jeez. Oh man, that's so tough. Anyway, moving on. We actually have like kind of the roles in order, you know, a decent setup here. I guess I probably kind of should have thought about that when I was considering the starting perk, giving us, you know, 3 vanguards and 2 medics. I guess it wasn't as great of a perk as I initially thought, but it is what it is, right? Maybe you actually get a little bit more benefit from the random, just because you can get a decent dispersion of, you know, operators. I kind of just dismissed the random perks at first, but you know, we all make mistakes, right? It is what it is. I'm really worried about that, because I mean, I have to win this mission, otherwise I'm just straight up bankrupt. I might even just have to take out a freaking loan to pay my home dogs. But yeah, let's just go ahead and go here. Let me see if like there's like any like benefit to just like talking to one of these guys. What do I even do? You know, I talk to Augie. What did I talk about? Casual convo. Okay, like I can raise. So there's actually like you should be doing this small talk stuff, um, with your operators like on a regular basis because you can remove debuffs and you can, you know, give them, you know, stats. So like that one perk that was saying removing small talk, like I just don't get why that would be worth it. I could get August Trunk. Okay. Give him a bonus, raises mood. Um, Persuade. What's the expected value of this versus this? Expected value on the 50/50 is better than the 100, so we're gonna go ahead and just persuade. And it worked. Sweet. So a little boost to the relationship and mood. How do I see relationship? Where's that at? Is that somewhere in here? No? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay. I look, you forgot that these guys got tactical skills. Background, minor. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, he's already at 33. Oh, okay. These guys are actually pretty close to leveled already. That's crazy. This guy is not 19. Hold on. Hold on. Guys, I'm going to need to see some ID because look at this guy. I mean, yeah, you're not 19, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. 46. 19. 46. And 19. Sure. Sure. And then 40. And then, I mean, whatever. You can't even see this guy anyway. Yeah, buddy is, this guy's not 19. Nobody's buying it. But he's also carrying my team, so can't do much. Can't call him out. Gotta let him slide. Anything else I can do? Not much I can think of. Honestly, I could probably just sell this shotgun. I'll sell the AR as well. Anything I'm not just instantly using. I mean, I think this is the setup I'm gonna run with in terms of like the guys. Let me check. No, let me go here and just reverse the order on these for this guy. Cool. So now we've got. Should be everybody in sync. 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Everybody in sync, so everybody's getting the 10% boost. Everything. Still not really liking the entry percentage. Let me just make sure I've got everybody on stretching. Okay, I think it's the ballistic study that's doing it. The ballistic study, let's be honest, do I need perception on my Vanguard? If I'm being real, I don't think so. Shooting versus perception, I mean, both have crazy high room to grow. Evasion percent. I do like evasion percentage, and like, he's not my DPS, so I think I'm gonna keep doing percentage, but I'm gonna lower it, so he's not, you know, getting injured as easily. That should bring us down to, I mean, yeah, basically no chance. And it's also cheaper, so that's good. I think that's where I want it to be. Honestly, we could like raise one of these if we wanted to. Kind of power level is mental. Do we do that? I think we, honestly, I think we. Damage reduction. Yeah, I really need to get these guys mental up pretty quick. So I think I'm just gonna have them hop on the obstacle course. Dang, that really puts his injury percentage up though. Nah, I'm gonna chill. I'm just gonna do a couple long distance runnings. That's gonna bring him down to 3. Yeah, 3. I mean, look, if I'm being honest, I mean, I guess I'm comfortable with 10%. It's probably not gonna happen, right? To be honest, but I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna go keep it at the running, and then perception, evasion percentage. Sure, man. I don't really know how much of an effect that has, but I'll let it go. Max perception on the breacher is actually kind of funny. I guess it's not really a high cap to begin with. It's like his lowest stat, but funny that that's maxed out. We're actually gonna max out shooting on him next, and we're gonna max out physical within a couple of turns, so we could really, I mean, we can max out Eric really soon here, which is good, but also kind of scary because you know what do you do after that? I'm gonna save this as a preset, just that I can apply it to. Well, I might have to go in and adjust what specific workouts, but just this order of range first, which actually I don't even need to follow that order anymore because I already booted the guy that had the morning buff. But I don't know. I think I'll stick to that operation or order of operations. What is this? Specialty training. Experience growth, but no stats growth. So after you cap your stats, you can basically just train and gain levels, which I'm not sure if levels raise your potential. I would kind of hope so, because I don't know what else they would raise. If it's not just directly raising your stats. So let's. I mean, that looks pretty good. Let's just check out this experience for training in the shooting range. That'll help me basically level everybody's perception really fast. Looks pretty good. Okay, actually, I really like this. Controlled fire. I actually really like those. Cheaper meals. Like I said, this one sucks, but it's more of just like what it builds into. I'm really gonna be dispatching, but like makes it kind of cheaper and stuff like that. So that's gonna build into it eventually, but. Lower injury chance, lower triple chance, higher cost. So, okay, this is like this is actually kind of a good one to put onto your like, training stuff. I don't know why my research multiplier is 200%, but I'm not gonna complain. Just go back up here, equipment care. Everybody's in the gym right now, so I think just kind of keep it simple and do like a little bit of a more principled kind of universal approach. Although I do really like these kind of right here, like I mean controlled fire. I mean I really like that concept of just everybody attacking a different target. I think that's I don't know if that's actually more efficient though. Maybe I just keep it as it is. Limit break looks good to me. This looks good too. Actually no, I don't need higher injury chance, higher triple chance. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with the back to the physical research. And we're saving a good bit of money on a day-to-day basis, but like I said, you know, we're gonna probably take out a loan, or at least pay the guys on the credit card, so that's something, right? Cool. Discipline is unchanging, mood is decreasing, but power is going up, so cool. It's really just the relationship with the cartel that's having everybody's going down, except this guy. I don't know what's wrong with Eric, he's going down too. That's still not that bad, you know. Got the research done. We've got. Okay, it looks like Lysandro's making fun of Augie for having low perception, which, you know, is what it is. He kind of just stands there with a shield, so he doesn't really need perception, if we're honest. Promise to enhance perception. So, let's see here. We have 5 days to get Augie's perception to be 13.5. Is that even possible? Like, is that within his cap? I can't check. Can I check? I think no, I can't. I can't click on that. I'm trying to click on that. I can't click on it. So, I mean, I'm assuming Augie can hit 13.5. Like that's within his range. But I have 5 days to do it. I basically have to power level Augie's perception, which I think is going to cut into my power leveling of his whatever. If I say no, I drop 5 on Lysandro's mood, which isn't great. But if I fail, I also drop it. Okay, I can postpone. So 5 days to raise it by, that's going to be 7 points. Let's see if that, I mean, yeah, let me just postpone and check if it's possible. Augie, perception 26.1. That means I would have to put him onto double shooting range, which, if I wanted the sync buff, I'd have to put everybody on a double shooting range, and I'm not even sure if that's what I want right now. Oh, that's really hard. And like, I'm seeing diminishing returns as well. Gambling addiction. All stack growth experiences. Yeah, I'm just seeing. I don't know why I'm seeing such diminishing returns. Synergy effect. Okay, so yeah, it's just the synergy thing. Wow, that's how big the synergy thing is. Yeah, I need everybody to be on the same buff, because I mean, look at that. That's just a crazy gap. Which, like, here, the synergy cancels out the gambling addiction. Like, here, you're just losing a ton. Oh, wait, that's not even the same exercise. Okay. You're still losing some. You're still losing 10%. By not having this synced up buff. If I did this, I could actually, so I could put him onto all of these, right? And that would be bearable. But that means I have to change everybody to double shooting range. That's actually not that bad of it's not that much of a problem. Especially like if I put that and these guys on the low. That's fine. If I put him on that, and then I'll do this, and then that. That's really nice. I think we just go ahead and actually do the higher level on that and that. And he's still got really low percentages there. And over here as well. Still looking really good. Let's go ahead and do the shooting, control, or the perception. Accuracy's already like 100%, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna prioritize the shooting for him there. But yeah, okay, I think just make sure Augie 1.64, which I can actually do more if I really wanted to. But I do want to keep his injury chance low, because if he gets injured, then it like screws up the whole run. Not just this challenge. That'll be 8.2. More than plenty. I honestly have to think really good about that. Okay, Eric, I'm gonna need to switch this up actually with Eric, because he's leveling shooting and perception. Oh man, that's tough. There's literally no reason for Eric to be in the range. If I put Eric like double gym, how does that affect the buff for everyone else? Okay, everybody still gets the same 10%. So we're essentially nerfing the growth of our breacher for 5 days. Which, if we're being honest, isn't like crazy bad, just not great, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and do this, because if I'm reading that right, we can have him maxed out on physical within 2 days, which is what I would love to see. Have his physical maxed out 2 days and then switch entirely to maxing the mental. And then I don't even know how do you train tactics? That's like not even an option. Okay, that's probably a research tree thing. We'll get to that eventually, but yeah, 1.7 here. Plus 1.15. Yeah, I mean that should max out in 2 days. So I'm gonna run with that. I mean, what are you gonna do? There's no point wasting time on Eric, so I think that's good. Yeah, I think I run with that. I'm gonna let Bro know that I can do this, and it's going to. I mean, once I do this, assuming nothing crazy happens, like Augie and he gets injured, it'll be a good mood boost. But it's gonna actually be after the inspection period, so like, it's not really gonna help us immediately, meet those Maybe that just is what it is, I think though. I think ballistic durability. I mean, he's not taking damage anyway because he's on the 3. And we can let's just go ahead and cop a reroll. Let's be honest. Whoa. Okay. I actually like that a lot. Increase or reduces damage at the start, but then increases. That requires us to. Okay, that's actually I like that. I really like this because after 5 levels, then you're profiting in terms of damage output. With that being said, he's not really our damage dealer, but if I remember correctly, he was putting up some decent numbers. What is his current HP pool? Is that okay? We can see he's got 1100 HP. So 200 is, I mean, it's a good chunk, but it's not like crazy. I don't know like what the average amount of like basically sections per mission is. Like the one we're in right now, if I remember correctly, has like 9, I think. So like this is a good perk for like that. But I don't know if like 9 is like a really long mission or if that's like even on the shorter side. I have no idea. So and then evasion. I mean, I don't really need evasion. Let's be honest. I mean, I could take. I mean, that'd bring me up to 10%. I mean, that's a good stat. It's a good stat. I just don't think I need it on, my medic on the 3. Although, let's be real. I mean, 11% evasion would be pretty fire. Let's just go ahead and cop Accelerando. It looks really nice, and it's pretty cool. So we'll cop that. We'll see how that affects the earlier stages, though. I hope it doesn't be too detrimental. It shouldn't really cause us much extra damage. We got the research down as well. What's this right here? What? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is just up top here. Good there. Some research. Do we want to go into the training analysis or do we want to go into the medical stuff? This becomes a medical option in the management policy. But it scales into meditation, which I really like, and then trust building as well with our daily talks. And then a simple choice. I can have a party that increases mood but costs a lot. And then that can increase the mood. Free exercise becomes upgraded. Okay, free exercise as it currently is horrible. But this might make it worth using. But that's kind of like a long-term sort of thing here, like anti-micromanagement, and even cryotherapy. Like that requires this entire tree. Okay, next number of operators, operator salary, signing bonus. Like, okay, those are all decent. I think I'm just gonna keep it chill. Maybe just get these 2 and then switch back up here. Kind of go into this range. That's a lot. Hold on. Oh wow, we guys are doing tactics growth. But that's an entire different location, which means we would have to have a sync. Basically, have everybody doing this to have the sync buff. Which, I mean, the sync buff's only 10%, so like I don't really need to be that worried about it, but at the same time, like, I like having it, so. Tactic study. And then another training. A couple more training options. Slower tactic growth with accelerated experience growth. We can just straight up feed our guys experience. I actually really like that. Grenade cooking. No one cares about that. I don't even use grenades. No one's being physical right now. Shoot, man. I think I'm just gonna go with the tactical training, honestly, and it kind of scales into this whole tree. Which management policy, tactics growth, objects versus cash cost. Okay. Maybe dynamic entry. Crazy damage but lower invasion. Like that's kind of actually not a bad perk to have for some of these rooms. And then upgrading the tactical lab. I don't know, man. I think I'm just getting too far ahead of myself. Let's just keep it simple. I mean, we got like 2 days left on just this particular mission, so let's just chill. Studying the field manual. Okay, so wow, an awesome universal buff. Everybody gains 100% tactical scores for 3 days. And then tough. He took the task. Got his max energy. Okay, so Loki Augie is kind of carrying us right now. 2 buffs to everyone because bro wanted to lock in. That's pretty awesome, actually. We're not going to be able to hit our discipline kind of side quest. But that's okay because Eric leveled up. And wow, I actually really want to see what this would do. Raising the shotgun proficiency by 1 level. I think A is the highest it can be. Do we unlock S tier with the shotgun? Is bro just gonna be blasting literally everyone? Let's chill. Let's just read these submachine. Okay, who cares about submachine guns? I'm not giving my breacher a submachine gun. That would be kind of just not optimal, right? Equipment destroyer. That looks decent. But how much armored stuff are we really dealing with? We have a couple of shield guys in this mission. I don't know about future missions, but I just really want to hop on shotgun efficiency. Like, let's just see what that did. We also unlocked the first aid. Okay, hold on. I gotta do this first. Hey, another challenge here. Okay, this is tough though because I don't have like I don't have the ability to directly raise tactics. I think I'm gonna have to reject this one. I can't even lie. Like, of course we'll have a look. Gosh, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, like, I would have to do the research for. Okay, I can't even click the research menu for some reason. Like, I would have to do the research for the tactics, like, center. But that would take too long. I don't think this one's actually doable, guys. I'm gonna have to trim this one down because I can't directly, power level tactics, unfortunately. Any other stat I could hyper focus, but I just can't do that. We are getting really close to this one though. Let me just make sure 3 days. August. 3 days get 13 and a half, so it's gonna be 3.7 to which skill is that again? Perception, right? Yeah, perception. 3 days to get what is it? 3.7. Yeah, I got that beat for sure. Who do we want to hype up? Eric's looking a little pressed, a little sad, so let's just hype him up. Alright, awesome. Got bro hyped. No debuffs on the triple chance. I just really want to know why he's losing 2. Can we see that? The schedule. Oh, free time just caused him to lose 1? Because of adventure. What's the adventure perk do? Leisure schedule mood -1. Seriously? Huh. Okay. What if I switch him to free exercise? Same thing. So like, you can see here, like, this kind of describes the slot. So like, this slot is leisure, this is rest slot. The third slot of both of these is a rest slot, and these 2 are like, training slots. So I honestly can't do much about that, unfortunately. I'm just gonna have to kind of let that slide. And I mean, it's only 1, but like that really does kind of stack up over time, if you think about it. And you can't really avoid it because you can't just not have your guy rest. Unfortunately, rest is kind of like managed. I say unfortunately, but it just is. ourselves meditation for injury chance reduction, which I like. Eric is actually maxed on physicals. Let's go ahead and just switch that over before we proceed. Looks good to me. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm gonna get his mental health real quick. Really quick. And then that looks all good too. Let's go ahead and go with that. Honestly, I should probably be running practice runs. I kind of forgot about that part. But hopefully, okay, wow, sorry, we went down so bad. Jeez. Hopefully that's not too bad of a problem. We just got bro to level 2. That was actually really fast. We just bought him. Okay, these suck. He's not frontline. He is not using shotgun ever. Oh wait, I forgot to check what the shotgun thing did on the breacher. We'll have a look at that after this. And then he shouldn't be taking damage, so we should beat that. Let's just reroll. Okay, this might be relevant. I mean, I don't want anybody to die, but if they do, then it happens, I guess. Okay, this just sucks, by the way. Dodging probability and cover. That's just, I mean, it kind of seems useless, because, like, I don't know, man. I mean, he's going to be in cover a lot, but, like, we shouldn't have to be, dodging bullets, because we shouldn't be taking the aggro that much, if we're being real. But at the same time, like, Vendetta just kind of seems like a hinging on my own failures. Like, why would I want that? Can't re-roll. This is horrible. I mean, I just don't know why anybody would pick this. Unless, like, it's a 2-level mission or something. We'll just go for effective cover. Seems almost like a waste of a perk to me, but what are you gonna do, right? That's gonna happen. That's... well, good luck. This isn't happening, but we should be able to get the survival rate in the inspection. Oh, we got a box up here. Evaluate the capabilities until you get operational approval. Should you fail an inspection, trust will be reduced. In the worst case, you may not be able to conduct the operation. You will need to pass all of the inspection to get approval for an operation, until then you cannot conduct the operation. So, does that mean that we need... I mean, these say bonus objectives. Okay, so yeah, it looks like those are optional. They improved the, like, faction relationship, which kind of sucks that we can't hit that one, but, like, hopefully we can see the survival one. I mean, I'm hoping with the added damage of our homeboy there, marksman in the back, like, we should be good, but I should have done a practice run, honestly, just to be sure, but, we're just gonna see everything, so can't be pressed. Awesome. Very quick clear. The range was not an issue there. Which, funnily enough, that's not what we're gonna get. Good push, but he's stunned out, and not even a chance to shoot. That's what I wanted to see. Literally, like, no damage so far. What are these debuffs on guns here? Gonzo was like up, like pushing all the way up there like that. The position was questionable, but he did take advantage, so that's cool, I guess. Augie is actually still on armor, which is amazing. I really do want to see if he goes down in this backdoor exchange, though. Positionally, okay, we lose pause, confirm. Like, we can see here, like, Gonzo's actually got a 12% buff now, so that's great. Starting out at negative 20, just going up. And then, yeah, having the being in cover, we have basically 80% so that's great. On the breacher, although this is a very long range, Carlos is for some reason not initiating this. I can't move around, I can't drag, and then zoom out.
Visual contact.
Just look at the hard carry from Lissandra here. Great blocking on Augie there. Let's confirm. Yeah, I mean, it says KIA. Dead? I hope not. I don't think so. Okay. Well, we have Operation. We didn't meet any of the side objectives, but we got the main objective. Because we actually level. Operation Week has begun. Credibility decrease. Combat is so okay. And we get a nice weekly report here. We are $462 in debt. Love to see it. Integrity's going down, but mood is actually going up, and trust just went up from that. Plus, these guys are, you know, leveling up. Right, love to see it. Okay, we have a new Jesus. He's a medic, so maybe a little more lore accurate. And then Anderson here. I don't want to change anybody up on my squad. I really like the squad. But I also really don't want my guys to die at the end. So we have 2 days to run the operation. We're actually in debt, so that's awesome. Transparent lies, so discipline versus mood. I'll be honest with them. That's actually not like horrible though, because like we do cash out on this mission for like 7,000, I think, if we do it successfully. And we get, I mean, I'm not really sure what the bonus is. Yeah, we get 7,300. So like that's totally cool. I'm not sure what the bonus objective gives us. I think it's just like rep with the guy. So problem is I don't want to just dive into this. Maybe I try and just like rush one of these. Generator attacks different target. Shoot, man. committed to it. I think trying to unlock that new approach to the thingy here. Mood's pretty crappy, but like it's honestly not that bad of a debuff. I think we're just gonna have to eat it. I can't do like the party or anything because it just costs money and I'm broke. We're gonna meet this request, which well actually, yeah, I don't think that. Wait, did I somehow mess this up? I have to hit 2.1 in one day? Is that like tomorrow or like the day after? Because I thought I did the math and I thought I was good on that. Yeah, maybe this like never changed. Maybe he's just getting less. No. Let's go ahead and just do this here. Gosh, that's tough though. Putting him up for injury like that, not a fan, but like, gosh, man, dude, that's tough. We have to get 13.5. Actually, we need to do one more, I think. Now we gotta do both. Oh, jeez. This is cooked. Bro's got a 25% chance of getting hurt. We can actually take that down, though. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. 20% chance I hurt my home dog and screw up literally everything. Well, let's see if we can hype him up. Why would I give bro a vacation? Okay, I mean, it's kind of overpowered in terms of stats, but definitely don't have the time for that. We'll take the... We'll take the hype up. It doesn't work. And at the same time, I need to like run a practice with like some different like we're literally just getting cooked on just this. I think let's just try fire at will. Like even section 8, like we're not taking that much damage. And I think fire at will might actually just be the reason. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It would be pretty good to have a grenade here, I can't lie. But they come in like there's a pair and then they kind of filter it, so like a grenade wouldn't be that effective. And like we're genuinely not taking like any damage ahead of this. Like nothing significant, like a little bit of shield damage. I'm gonna just try the practice and hope for the best. If it doesn't work, then I don't know, man. Run might be cooked. Not even sure how I could have done better. Well, actually, I definitely know a couple of ways, but that's still pretty tough. I just don't want to lose 2 dudes in the real mission. Right, looking good. I can go ahead and just 2x this. You know how this one goes. Shield damage, take shield damage on Augie, but that's not a problem. This one is a pretty quick clear thanks to the sand. we just clear? Yo, we just cleared. Holy crap, Eric just like carried that one with his he just like rushed him with a shotgun. Wow, that was actually insane. I think Fire and Will really like made all the difference in that one. I think like even more damage from Lissandro there. Gonzo got a couple heals off because I'm not really sure why, but Augie lost his shield a little earlier than I remember. He took damage in like sections like 7 or 8, I think. I don't know exactly why that was, but I'm actually genuinely just not that worried about it. Because we got through that whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start this so I don't I basically don't like lose more trust and stats and money. Hopefully it goes the same way. I don't want to change any of this stuff. It'll be 6 guys. The only other sections that I can breach are basically the same. So, not much of a difference here. Section 5 is actually, I could breach that one. If I had a second breach, I would. No reason to breach that. And then these 2 are outside. So, I think Fire at Will's really just cooking here, making all the difference. Hopefully it carries us. Hopefully Lissandro does a crap ton of damage. If not, quick clear there. Love to see it. Reach in. Yep, cleared before they could even shoot. That's great. Actually, maybe the other. Whatever. Eric is clearing it. Two guys reloading right now. Let's see. Obviously, kind of light on frame rate there. It's whatever. Not too bad of a level. Gonzo still got the damage debuff. I'm hoping this video goes clear because these guys. Frame rate drop for me. Just turn the game speed down back to 1, I guess. Easy clear here, and Sandra's actually going to cop a reload. I'm glad he has the autonomy to do that. I genuinely appreciate that. Augie doesn't have the same intelligence, so doing good. Augie's still got his shield, so that's kind of what I was expecting. He might lose it on stage. These guys are far, man. Shield. One guy with armor, guys. Holy crap, we just destroyed that shield guy. That was actually pretty awesome. Can't even lie there. Let's go ahead and speed this up. I need Lissandro to cop a reload. Can a brother get a reload? Please, bro. Before this next phase starts. Probably not. It is okay though because the first 2 come in like a pair and then the rest come. So like he can just shoot his one bullet at that guy and then reload. See, that's not bad. Not bad at that. The shield guy is actually just taking it. A lot of lag, which that kind of scares me, but honestly, he's not taking any damage. I think Eric was actually up front for that. What's that exchange? And that went better than the simulations. So that's awesome. I could not be mad at all about that. Lissandro doing crazy numbers. He went from like 14k I think to 18 in that last simulation, and then 20k in the real mission. That's just goated. W Lissandro, and yeah, Augie not even losing his shield there, just taking like no damage in the last phase. Eric and Loki just stepping up and just tanking on that was amazing. Got some really good experience out of that. That's just crazy. Experience by kills, damage dealt, heals, and then surviving. Okay, luckily nobody died, so we don't get that. But experience gained from being the final survivor. Everybody survived, so I guess everybody got like a survival experience, of course. Heal amount. kind of just low-key fed Gonzo some a free 25 experience for that. He got the shield, and then yeah, I mean just Lysandra, like 27 dudes, plenty of headshots there. It was really good on the crit rates from him. And okay, specialization tech skill. We're at level 3 here, so this is our first like specialization perk for Gonzo, and they both look really good. Increasing the IFAC recovery by 20%. Tactics stats scaling. His tactics are maxed at 20. So like we can kind of IFAC combat only buff and certain combat in each section. Consumes only one. Okay. This is actually... I'm honestly not a fan of either of those two. Let's check this last one. Because, like, he only has 5 heal packs to begin with. Consuming one to do more damage, like, I mean, it just doesn't seem like we really need that. And then same with the healing. The healing is just fine. We're not even taking damage because we have good armor and we have a good Vanguard. Consumes one to apply combat only buff. Like, is this one per section? I'm not really sure because he's gonna run out, you know, in 5 sections. I do like this last one though, emergency reinforcement. I mean, giving everybody a shield basically just makes our Vanguard even more immortal, you know, our Vanguard and our Breacher. So Fred can just stay alive even longer with his shield up, and we don't even have to worry about getting heals. That's pretty goated, I can't lie. Consumes only one, even if multiple effects are active. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. I don't really know if it's gonna consume one. Maybe we get the choice to like consume one if we want to, like per thingy. Plus, at 20 tactics, this gives us like a bigger shield, so I really like that. I don't really care about a 20% extra heal because we're not really healing that much anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go for this. I'll probably eat my words, honestly, because we'll probably be healing a lot in later on missions. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Gotta send it. And hey, we did actually get S tier on the shotgun for Eric, so that's awesome. From that perk that we copped a little while ago with the shotgun proficiency. So S tier exists, just not naturally. Bro is a crazy expert. Not effective against body armor or shields, which I think we definitely saw. His damage was kind of falling off on some of those. But okay, we get an extra breaching charge, which is lovely. I've been talking about that a couple of times. And then we're doing 400 damage with the breaching charge. So I mean, I'm not really sure how much like that would be. That's probably not like just a kill, but I mean that's a good bit of damage. And plus it stuns, so I mean it sets us up for some pretty easy picks. That basically makes it a damageless room, or more or less a free clear on whatever room that we breach, getting us an extra charge. Love to see it. Each bullet hit on a hostile generates a temp shield. Consumes 90% of the removing temporary biscuit at the end of section combat. That's not too great, in my opinion. There's kind of a lot of reloading downtime, so that like the shield might not stack that well. Plus, it doesn't seem like it carries over that well between sections, so it's not like you could really build it up. Plus the shotgun, so like I don't know if that's per pellet or like per just shell. And if it's per shell, that's really not that great, having just a 10 shield. Okay, I'm starting to think that the word bullets technically should be pellets, because this third one says stuns them for 2 seconds with 10 more bullets within 1 second, which honestly, okay, if the aptitude is S, required hits reduced by 3, but like, who is eating 10 shots? I mean, I haven't really been counting, but it just seems like that's unnecessary. Like, you're gonna be stunning a dead person, you know, they're gonna die with it. Well, it'll be 7 shots because of our aptitude, but maybe this means pellets. I don't know then how many pellets are in each shot of a shotgun. just the fact that this specifically is enabled by our shotgun proficiency that's making this even like debatable against extra shell. Like if that wasn't like a line, I would definitely just go with extra shell immediately. But like increasing damage by 400 plus an extra 200 plus 80 at 20 tactics, which we're already above 20 tactics, so this is actually already in play. 680 damage on a breach charge, and having 2 is just so good though. I mean, and I feel like with this I'm taking like kind of a risk because I'm assuming that it means pellets instead of actual bullets. Because I don't have anybody with like an SMG or anything for the fire rate. So within 1 second it has to be like one shot, 10 pellets kind of thing. I don't know, man. I mean, it would be 7, which is definitely doable, I guess, but shoot, dude. That's just like kind of a gamble. I wish it was more specific. I don't know. I feel like just the fact that we have our aptitude at S is just really leading me towards this. Plus a 2.4 second stun. Some of these guys with the shields, I mean, that could definitely be worth it. Yeah, I'm just going to go for shock and awe here. I don't know, man. If it's not pellets, I'm going to be really devastated. Because then we're just never going to proc that stun if it means actual shots. Because I don't have anybody with like an LMG or anything. Ooh, okay, chain kill is really good. This guy definitely loves getting, basically one taps. I've seen him one tap plenty of guys. 7 seconds is a long time too. 50% plus at 20 tactics plus an extra 2, so 17%. I don't know, man. What are the chances, Also, is this stackable? Because he's definitely getting more than 1 kill per 7 seconds in some of these phases. Is it stackable? Can I have bro doing 150% damage on some guys? That kind of thing. But also, the reload downtime, he does spend a good minute reloading, so... it's tough. Also, I don't know, let's just read the other ones. Trusted tool. Okay, rate of fire, I could get behind that. I do have him on the DMR. Air higher, so 20% fire rate. I don't know, I think I'd rather take something with reload. Oh, and then precision aim. Okay, this actually kind of directly contradicts the fire rate thing. Because you want to basically be aiming longer at a person. But I kind of like, I want bro to be able to one tap. I want bro to have a higher time to kill, or a lower time to kill. So I don't really like this perk. I mean, it just seems like you're letting them live too long. And I think his crit chance is already pretty good. Can I see what it is? I don't see it on here. I don't know what his crit chance is, but I mean, I've seen him hit plenty of crits, so that's not great. I really do like this. I wish it could be like higher if it was S, because like I could definitely get this to S on like the next level or something with the perk, but with it being A right now, just an extra 20%. I think probably the problem on the last 2 phases of the last mission, at least in the simulations, was that he was like like missing some shots and then slow shooting. So rate of fire kind of fixes half that problem. I'd rather maybe the accuracy be higher because it says 108%, but I know for a fact he was missing some shots. So maybe that's like 108 minus their evasion. So if their evasion's above 8.8%, then there's a chance to miss. Maybe that's how that works. But then again, I mean, chain kill is just so appealing. Goodness. Let's just go ahead and do rate of fire. That's really going to help with his DPS, so love to see that. We got this as well, so we just earned ourselves an extra 5 trust on top of the 10. 75% trust, from, I'm assuming just the faction. Let's see. We spent a ton of money. A lot of signing bonuses because we signed 2 tier 4s. Other equipment sales, we did sell some of our, like our base weaponry. Operating funds, operational credit bonus, then the salary, then the mission reward for passing. So we got good rep. Our relationship actually went down with the company and the cartel, just by a little bit. But we gained good relationship with the government, so now our mission deposit increases by 50% weekly. So I guess it's kind of like a longevity thing, like an investment. Wow. Okay. Thanks, guys. You all want raises. Y'all didn't even do that much. Come on now. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, I'll just retain my home dogs here. I don't see. I mean, Eric is unfortunately kind of getting bottle capped. Like I'm gonna have to do that in the mid-break research. But honestly, I think that's a good place to just like cut it off. We got a whole mission done. Let's just go through General Saldivar's cutscene here. Got our first mission done. Okay, he's not really good. I mean, he's kind of giving us a compliment, but it's our duty. I just saved like Carlos, but he's like the cartel leader, and the cartel hates me. So that's a really funny first mission. I'm not even gonna lie. That's like hilarious to me. We must now declare ourselves enemies. I should be angry more than that. I feel since yeah. I mean, I just saved your life from like a warehouse of like a market. I don't even know what environment that was. It looked kind of like a market to me, but I just saved you from like 20 dudes with guns. But you know, your faction hates me, so it is what it is. And I forgot that I chose that like we were cartel defectors as like our origins. Like that's genuinely why the cartel hates us. But that probably makes this honestly a unique. This is probably a like unique dialogue, if that's the case. Was the compensation not enough? They promise you more money. Is your conscience something bothering you? Yeah, mixture of both. You'll pay the price for turning us into enemies, brother. I just saved your life. I don't want to hear it. Cartel does not tolerate betrayers like you. Can I just cap this guy? Can I shoot him in the head? That would probably make me have to pay all the money back, and I don't want to do that. We are now ops. Great, cool. I just saved the leader of my ops. Well, that is what it is. Countermeasures. It will be difficult to carry out operations in these circumstances. Yeah, he's gonna freaking like threaten these guys' families, and they're gonna have horrible damage output. But all right, turn 2 out of 10. Honestly, I spent 3 hours on turn 1, so I'm fine with that. I'm gonna let it be there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Pretty fun though, overall. I gotta be honest. I love this game.